Yes, hello and welcome, or welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. I'm, of course, Mr. Francy, and I'm truly honored that you've once again chosen to join me today as we finally get to my reading blog. We have so much to update on, but we are going to just check what dates we're covering, because that's how far behind I am. So grab yourself something great to drink, something nice to eat, and let's do that. This is covering the 12th to the 20th of, what month we're in? August. If that's any indication, it's been an interesting month for me. Oh my goodness. Okay, so for those of you who are returning, welcome back. You are well aware, but for those of you who are new, hello and welcome. My name is Mr. Francy, and while I do read, I also love to sparkle and spread sparkling positive energy all throughout the world. So welcome to you, my new sparklers, and my returning ones, welcome back. I usually split up my weekly vlogs into 3 sections. The first is a personal update. The second is oh my goodness, I thought I have muted my laptop. The second is a watching update, and the third is a reading update. I've skipped the watching update for a while now, which is kind of sad. But I just don't have time for it because I have personal updates and then a whole lot of reading updates, so we're going to jump right on in. Good news, I have received my chair. For those of you who have seen my latest vlogs, I ordered a fold-out camping chair to do some physical reading in. I have received the chair. Unfortunately, I wanted it to go there, like right in front of the bookshelves. Unfortunately, it just doesn't fit. It's just too big, and my room is really small, so still trying to work out where I'm going to put the chair. But, yeah, I am looking forward to doing some physical reading and getting back into physical reading, because lately I've just been listening to audio while I'm crocheting a blanket. This is the current update for the blanket that I'm doing. And I am actually crocheting this one for my Oma, which is Dutch for grandmother, who is currently in a nursing home, and I want to brighten up her room in the home. So, Mama Francy and I picked out these colours, and, yeah, gonna work on that. So while I listen to the audiobook, I can crochet, and when I don't want to listen and I want to physically read, I can get into the overly way too big chair for my room. Do some reading. Maybe I can even take the chair outside and, I don't know, expose myself to some sunlight. Anywho, good news for those of you who have been keeping up to date. I have been waiting over a month for a certain book to arrive, and today it arrived. I have never waited an entire month for a book. But anyway, it's finally here. Fable! By Sophie Kelly. So it's not the next, it's not my current read, not the next book I'm getting to after my current read, but the one after that will be Faux. And for those of you who are new, this is book number 7 in the Magical Cats Cozy Mystery series. I already had book 8, book 9, and book 10, and was just waiting on book 7. So now I have this one and the next 3 ready to go. Woohoo! Very excited. Sleeping and waking pattern-wise, I have not been doing so well. Yeah, I am trying to get to bed earlier and waking up earlier, and it's just not working out for me. So it is what it is. I just have to keep going and, you know, hopefully get back to where I was. But yeah, these days I find myself going to bed later and later every day. So I started going to bed around midnight or so and would wake up at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and that midnight, going to bed at midnight became going to bed at 2 a.m, became 3, became 4, became 5. Last night I think I went to bed at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, it's just not good. And I want to give a big shout out to all of my beautiful Discorders, those who are on the Mr. Francy Reads associated Discord server, the Sparkle Cafe, because I've missed you all when it comes to sprints because of time zones. It is what it is, but it's just been really sad. I think, if anything, that's my biggest regret with my sleeping at the moment and my my own Miss Francy time zone, because it's not even an Australian time zone, it's a Mr. Francy time zone. I'm missing you all when it comes to doing reading sprints. So those of you that I'm missing who would normally sprint earlier in the day in my time. So yeah, hopefully that will change as we do move forward. Okay, now, anything else to update? Not really. Oh yeah, it's taken me a while to do videos, and I do apologize for that. The real reason is lack of motivation. I am filming right now because if I don't, it'll be another day that I didn't film. So I do apologize. I'm trying. I really am. I'm trying to get the content out there. And as I say, we have so many books to catch up on with this weekly vlog, let alone all the other content that I do want to put out there. I am motivated by what I want to film. I guess what I'm not motivated by at the moment is actually pressing record and actually doing the videos. So, oh well, it is what it is. But anyway, let's jump in and talk about what I have been reading. So, yeah, we'll do that now. So the last time we spoke, I was about halfway through The Wednesday Evening Club by Alex Wagner. This is book number, oh my goodness me, book number 3 in the A Case for the Master Sleuth Cozy Mystery series. And I finished this book and ended up giving it 5 stars. It was really enjoyable. The basic setup for this series as a whole is that we follow Athos, who is an Alaskan Malamute, and his friend Pearl, who is a tiny white kitten, as they do all they can to protect their two-legged being, Victoria. And the reason why I say that is because it is mentioned a lot of times the difference between animals, at least four-legged animals, being referred to as the four-legged ones, and then the two-legged ones being the humans. And yeah, it's fantastic. If you are looking for a cozy mystery series that has the main character and the perspective that we are following being a dog, look no further. It is so well done. Alex Wagner, she writes amazing books, and I cannot wait to get on to book number 4. But in this particular one, Victoria goes to visit a former client who has been deathly ill at her the former client's former husband's estate, a grand castle. However, when Athos and Pearl arrive at the castle, it gives off very spooky gothic vibes. Then suddenly, the medical doctor, Rolf Bachmann, is found murdered, and Victoria's former client claims to see vampires, ghosts, and werewolves, all connecting to books that the Wednesday Evening Club have been reading. So, what's going on here? Athos and Pearl will need to dig hard to discover all the secrets that lie within the castle before it's too late. So to my thoughts, praise to Alex Wagner on yet another amazing book in this series. I'm so glad I came across it randomly because so far it truly has not let me down. I love following Athos, a dog, as opposed to a human, alongside Pearl the kitten, as it ensures the mystery needs to be worked out in ways that favour animals as opposed to humans. Granted, there are both advantages and disadvantages to having Athos and his sidekick Pearl solving the mysteries, but it's always entertaining. Speaking of mysteries, this one was amazing. There was so much to discover with the castle, the humans that lived in it, and the reasons behind the murders. Truly an enjoyable read, and I am so looking forward to book number 4. 5 stars. I highly recommend this as a cozy mystery series. Really, really, really good. So the next book that I picked up was the beginning of a new series for me, which is the series title is The Christmas River Cozy Mystery Series by Meg Muldoon. Book number 1 is called Murder in Christmas River. I started reading a Christmas cozy mystery series. What was it called? A year-round cozy mystery series by Vicky Delaney. I read the first 2 books. I did not like them, and I wanted to read something else Christmassy, and so I decided to pick up this book. Now, this was really interesting, to say the very least. I would seriously not call this a cozy mystery, more like a cozy contemporary that includes a death. That said, I really enjoyed the read. So the premise of this book is that we follow Cinnamon Peters, who runs a pie shop named Cinnamon's Pies in Christmas River in Oregon. The book opens up with a prologue, omniscient narration regarding a dog attacking someone who had killed their owner. Fast forward to chapter 1, and we meet Cinnamon in her store chatting with her co-worker Cara about the upcoming gingerbread house competition that she takes part in every year. Cut to the next chapter, where a dog, that same dog, that she's named Huckleberry, comes to her door for food, but is too skittish to come inside. Eventually, Huck is able to get Cinnamon to follow him to the body of his dead owner. But who killed him? Let's hope the killer will be unmasked. Okay, so there's a lot that I want to say about this book, and I'm going to keep it spoiler-free. The reason I say let's hope the killer will be unmasked is because I don't view Cinnamon as a sleuth of any kind, amateur or not. Don't get me wrong, she has an assumption about halfway through the book, but we don't actually see her actively hunting down clues to try and work out who the killer is. Therefore, while the reveal was good, I can say spoiler-free that the reveal was not made in any way thanks to Cinnamon. Which leads me to wonder how this is a cozy mystery, as opposed to a cozy something else that just had a death in it. On the other hand, this book sees Cinnamon deal with a love square, if you will. On one side, we have a doctor, a regular customer, who always buys a slice of rhubarb pie that he never finishes, the implication being he does this because he likes cinnamon. Then we have Daniel, a man that Cinnamon dated as a teenager before he upped and left her, and Christmas River as well, without explanation. Now he's back and plainly interested to pick things up. And finally, we have Cinnamon's ex, a man who cheated on her with arguably Cinnamon's best friend 2 years ago. Her friend and ex are still together, but is her ex actually lusting after her? See what I mean? It's more like a cozy romance than a cozy mystery or cozy contemporary as opposed to a cozy mystery. Given the focus on 1, the pie shop, 2, the minimal focus on making a gingerbread house, and 3, the love square being way more prioritized than the mystery itself, and given that Cinnamon doesn't actually look to solve the murder at all, other than a random guess here or there, leads me to see this as a romantic contemporary that includes a murder rather than an actual cozy mystery. I did enjoy the romance side. I also did enjoy the contemporary side, so the book is still getting a high rating. However, I cannot give a book 5 stars when it states to be a genre that it clearly is not. Therefore, with a deduction of a star, I gave this book 4 stars based on entertainment, as it did not fit the brief of the genre at all. So 4 stars for this one. I loved it, but cozy mystery, it's a bit of a stretch in my mind. The next book that I picked up was book number 3 in the Mysteries of Max Cozy Mystery series by Nick Saint, called Perfect Revenge. Perfect Revenge. I love this series as much as I love the Case of the Master Sleuth Cozy Mystery series. In that one, we follow a dog named Athos. In this one, we follow a cat named Max. So, the series premises that we follow Max, a blorange, which is a blonde orange, tabby, a cat, whom along with his bestie Dooley, a tabby, his friend Harriet, a Persian, and her boyfriend Brutus, a black cat, help Max's human Cordelia to solve cases in Hampton Cove in New York. In this book, the Ken Speckles, sounds very much like the Kardashians, a reality TV series following sisters. However, one of the sisters has been murdered. One of Max's other cat friends saw the whole thing go down. Odelia is finally trusted enough by new cop Chase to come with her to interview the suspects at the Ken Speckle mansion, and even Brutus wants in. But Max knows only he and Dooley can solve this one. So to my thoughts, I love this series so far as a whole, and I'm saddened the audiobooks stop after the next one, book 4. as I would love to listen to all 98 books in this series so far, if they were available. In saying that, if I love book 4 as much as the rest, I might just force myself to read them physically. That's how much I love them. Max, having trouble talking, I'm so sorry. Max as a cat sleuth is perfect. I also love the diversity of cat characteristics between Max, Dooley, Harriet, and Brutus. I really enjoyed a massive arc in this one between Max and Brutus in particular, it was really well done. The reveal didn't thrill me, but it wasn't enough for me to warrant dropping anything from my rating. A perfect 5 stars. Highly recommend this one. The next book that I picked up was book number 3 in the Tucson Valley Retirement Community Cozy Mystery Series by Marcy Blessey, called Dying for Dirt, All Soaped Up. Beautiful cover. Now, in this series, we follow Rosie LaRue, a woman who works in the theatre of the Tucson Valley Retirement Community. And in this book, Rosie and some of the other ladies from the community are granted a stipend to attend a convention to promote and assist retirement communities. And good news, Barley, her dog, is able to attend with her. However, when Rosie finds her third body since moving to Tucson in her hotel bathroom with her name on a card in his breast pocket, Rosie knows she needs to solve the case. So to my thoughts, I was glad to see the humour return in this book, as it seemed to lack in book 2. I loved being at the convention and meeting all the new characters. The mystery was very intriguing, not only to find the killer, but also to find out how in the world he ended up in her hotel bathtub. However, sadly, the reveal was a letdown. It felt like it came out of left field, and that there was no real way to solve the murder beforehand. Owing to that, I docked a star, but it was still a good read. I gave it 4 stars. This is the last book in this series that is available on audiobook, but don't worry, I plan to physically read book number 4 next month, and I'm excited to continue my journey. I don't remember the last time I physically read a book, but I'm so happy that I'm not letting the lack of audiobooks stop me from continuing on with a series that I love so much. 4 stars. And as we say hello to Mr. Motorcyclist right outside the window, who always loves to get on his motorbike and rev whenever I'm filming, we will now move forward to the latest book that I have completed so far in the month of August, and that was book number 2 in the A Deep Dish Cozy Mystery Series by Mindy Quigley, Ashes to Ashes, Crust to Crust. Oh my gosh, I love this series, and I am definitely going to continue on with it in 2026. Let me explain. Because I know, if you're new here, you're thinking, Mr. Francy, you love this series, why are you going to wait months to pick up the next book? Let me explain. I have an A to Z Cozy Mystery bingo board. Under each letter prompt in that bingo board is a series title. One of those prompts, which is actually letter L, is this one. Under those prompts, there are rules, and the rules are I can read the first 2 books in that series, and then if I like it, continue on with them in 2026. So I love this series so much and cannot wait to continue it on in 2026. I just have way too many other books already on my TBR planned to get through prior to the end of this year. But let's talk about this one. So, first of all, I gave this book 4.5 stars. The reveal was something I didn't appreciate, but I loved everything else, especially the ending post the reveal. Now, the series premise of this one is that we follow Dee, who runs a deep dish restaurant in Geneva Bay in Wisconsin, alongside her employees Rabbit, Sonia, Melody, Daniel, and my personal fave and new employee, Yaka. Oh my gosh, how much time do you have? I love Yaka so much. In this book, Dee's ex is now with some new woman who is running a juice bar. As Dee goes to drop Butterball, the cat she and her ex share custody of, off at this new woman's juicery, a man dies after drinking a mixed juice. This opens up a whole can of worms, and the least of these concerns will be how a bratwurst went missing from her kitchen. Although that is a concern, but it's the least of her concerns. So to my thoughts, and okay, so confess, I really didn't like what Quigley did with the reveal. I feel like any other reveal would have been better. I need to keep this spoiler free, but I feel like I need to say more with this. Once we got the reveal and we knew who the killer was, I was let down that the killer was this person. If you've read this book, you may realize why that person being the killer let me down. I can't say more than that without spoiling, but it wasn't the way it was revealed. It wasn't the reasons why they were the killer. It was the fact that this particular individual ended up being the killer. I didn't like that choice. I wish it was almost anyone else, but that's fine. It was only enough for me to dock 0.5 stars because, quite frankly, in saying that, I loved everything else about this book. Yaka is a fantastic addition to the series. Being Bulgarian, her culture and therefore way of being is just so perfect among the rest of the characters. I love her. Have you all seen, what is that show I used to love so much and can't believe it got cancelled, but then all my favourite shows get cancelled? Devious Maids. Have you all seen Devious Maids? And what was her name? The maid that worked for Alejandro and worked alongside Carmen? Odessa. Have anyone seen Odessa from Devious Maids? Even though Odessa is Russian and Yaka is Bulgarian, she reminds me very strongly of Odessa. The way that she speaks and handles herself is very much a speak first, apologize later kind of situation, and it just works so well alongside Dee and her other employees so much. I just love Yaka. I cannot wait to continue on with Yaka in this series. In fact, to give you an example that does not spoil the book, because this is actually from a recipe at the back of the book that Yaka wrote for a Banitsa, a Bulgarian cheese pie. And it says, I am Yaka Gagamova. Here is this recipe. You must read it so you can make traditional Bulgarian cheese pie. It then goes on to say, how hot should your oven be? 30 minutes at 175 degrees Celsius. And then there's a little asterisk. And under the asterisk it says, Sonia says that because I live in America now, I must tell you that it is 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Everyone in the world is using Celsius except for America. You have ounces and inches, and what in heck are even yards? To measure this way makes no sense. I just love her so much. She's like, I don't care. I am who I am, and when you're wrong, America, you're wrong. Or when you're wrong, D, you're wrong. Or when you're wrong, someone is just coming to the deep dish restaurant place, then you're wrong. I just love her so much. Okay, now, where was I? Butterball, the cat, continues to codify the series more than anything else could. However, it still retains its coziness in the restaurant. And did I mention there's a food festival competition coming up? The Perfect Read. As I said, I won't be continuing this year. Too many books to read in 2025, but best believe I will keep going with the series in 2026. 4.5 stars. And now to my current read, which is again another new series for me. Book number 1 in the A Shake Shop Cozy Mystery series by Dana Mentink, Pint of No Return. And every time I see this title on the cover, which, how beautiful is that, shake, by the way. But every time I see this title, I keep thinking of that song. I don't remember who the singer is, but yeah, the song, Take Me Please to the Point of No Return. Oh yeah. Except pint, take me please to the pint of no return. But anyway. Okay, I am really enjoying this book. So we follow, what is her name? Trinidad. We follow Trinidad in, oh goodness. Sorry, Scar, I do promise to be prepared next time. We follow Trinidad Jones and her dog, Noodles, who is a grey-haired Labrador who is absolutely perfect, by the way. Noodles was retired from becoming a service dog because he or she was getting too old. But he or she, again, sorry, forgot the gender, is just so attentive to everything that Trinidad needs. Like, for example, Trinidad is just like me with her phone, which I love. It's always on silent. Yes, my phone will never disturb me, although I'll disturb a lot of people who try to call me, and now I don't get the call because my phone's on silent. But anyway, so she's like me. But Noodles knows when a message has come through, so Noodles will grab the phone and bring it to her anyway. Love Noodles so much. It's set in Upper Sprocket in Oregon, and Trinidad runs a shake shop, or is about to open a shake shop, called Shimmy and Shake, which, Shimmy and Shake, I love it. Shimmy and Shake, woo! Yeah, so the book opens up extremely cozily because Trinidad is creating some shakes, and she's got some people who are voluntarily assisting her with the opening stuff for the store, and she's getting them to try out this new shake she invented for 4th of July because it's set around that time. And oh my gosh, love it. But unfortunately, when she finds someone dead, which you're gonna have to just give me a moment on that one. The Popcorn King, that's right. So, she's met a couple of other okay, it's a very complicated story, actually. Trinidad was dating a guy, and it turned out he cheated on her, so he ended up with some other woman. Then there was this big court case that came about, with him, and she found out that not only did he cheat on her with someone else, but I think he cheated on someone else with her or something like that. So there's 3 women that have been scorned by the same guy. So anyway, she gets to know one of the women who is running a storage facility in the same area. The other one lives in the same area, but she's overseas at the moment doing something. And she also talks to the popcorn shop guy because she wants to order some nuts, and it's cheaper if you buy it in bulk, so she buys some for her and for him. She goes to deliver his delivery to him in his shop, but finds him dead there, and so that's why I'm bringing him up. He is the victim, and we have to try and find out what is going on here. Such a great book. I've never read a Dana Mentink book before, but I'm really enjoying this one. I'm 50% of the way through at the moment. I really would like to finish it today. I just don't think it's going to happen. But anyway, which means I'll be a little bit behind, but loving this book and highly recommend. And yeah, I think there's only 4 books in the series, or about to be 4 or something like that. And yeah, just at this stage, not enough. And that's 50% of the way through book number 1. At this stage, not enough. So let's fly through my plans for the rest of, where are we? Again, August. So after I finish Point of No Return, I'm finally picking up No Greater Crime by Maddie Day, the next book in the Country Store Mystery Series. Again, this was another book. I waited a month for it to be delivered. I normally read this book as this series book for my TBR as the second book I read in the month. And so reading it this late, we're finally going to get to it. Then after that, speaking of finally, we're finally getting to Faux Paw, the next book in the Magical Cats Cozy Mystery series. Then I'm picking up my first of 2 books in my next A to Z Cozy Mystery Bingo Board letter, which is my replaced letter M. It is the Candy Coated Mystery Series by Nancy Coco, book number 1, All Fudged Up. Then I will read the next book that comes after this one, which will be this one, Pause and Effect. And then after this one, I'll read the next book that comes after this one, which is this one, To Fudge or Not to Fudge. And that will finish out the rest of my August TBR. So I've been reading a lot of shorter, thinner books lately, but I have a lot of what you would call, when it comes to cozy mysteries, chunk of books to get into for the remainder of the month, and I'm looking forward to each and every single one of them. How is your reading month going so far? I hope you're having a fabulous month of August, and that you have been sparkling and spreading your sparkling energy all throughout the world, because I'm going to let you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind. Please love one another and spread your sparkling energy. Let's say it one more time all throughout the world. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone.